the water.
It's beautiful, beautiful. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Warriors Den. Damien, how are you doing?
I'm good, and you?
I'm good now that you're here. He showed up 2 minutes before we started, so it's going to be a great show. We actually have a ton of other people coming who are also not here yet, but I believe they will be. They always arrive just in the nick of time.
And who could that be? Anyway.
Could be a lot of people. A lot of familiar faces. Nick of Time. Did you ever see that Johnny Depp movie? It's awesome. Nick
of Time?
Yeah, it's in real time. So it's like over the course of the movie, every minute is a minute. So everything it's about the time he has to save his daughter or something. It's great. Check it out if you like 90s movies and Johnny Depp before he started sucking. So we've got a lot to go over on the show today, and I want to get right into it. But first, I want to say. There's a lot of you here, probably because the game is still under maintenance, and sorry for that. That has definitely gone longer than we anticipated. I think there's at least another hour planned, so stay tuned to our Twitter account. That'll give you the most up-to-date updates as we have them, or to Reddit, or to our forums, whatever you prefer. But it's still going on, and it is longer than expected. And I know that you're probably immediately saying, well, what about compensation? We have not had that conversation. But we don't like it when these go longer than expected, so you'll hear from us for sure. Okay, so one of the things that's happening during this maintenance is a live update. And
it's not live.
It's a soon-to-be live update. And it's a very small one, but it's something we did want to do because with our last patch a couple weeks ago now, it released a change for the Conqueror that removed his superior block, which, as we said at the time, is actually part of his much, much, much larger update, which we're going to show you next week. And it makes a lot more sense in context with all the other changes to that character. But by itself, whew, not great. So we are putting superior block back for the next 2 weeks until Conqueror's updated version is available in the game.
Yeah.
We thought that was a fair thing to do, to revert that.
So it's only for 2 weeks.
Yes, but oh man, I was actually just with the guys, kind of walking through all the different updates at their desks, and you're gonna be psyched. I think the Conqueror's got a lot of cool stuff. The Kensei,
it's amazing.
Oh my god, oh my god.
I'm playing him since many weeks, months now, and so I'm so confused each time I go back to live. It's like, it doesn't work!
It's anyway. Christmas time for Damien. And on the show today, actually, we're going to show you, we have some videos actually, but show you some of the other updates to our fight with Stefan from the fight team, and we'll talk through some of the changes to the Highlander and the Nobushi. But next week...
That was a big surprise, in fact.
Yeah,
Nobushi.
People didn't know Nobushi was coming.
What? Nobushi?
Next week, we will show you Conqueror, Kensei, and Berserker updates on a big stream we're doing next week, which we're going to talk a lot more about later. So, still happening this week, though, we have an Executioner event.
Yeah, because we didn't have an order past week.
Yep.
So now it's this week, and we might have one too next week.
Cool.
So it's an Executioner event. The reward is 2,000 steel as usual.
Nice.
And you need to perform as many executions as you can
in
any type of match.
Tomorrow at 1 and goes until the 5th at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Cool. And content of the week. So again, because next week we're doing our bigger... If you've stuck around with us for a while, every season we kind of do a big seasonal kickoff stream. We're doing that next week, and that means we won't, and it's going to be on the Thursday. So it means we won't do a Warriors Den next week, but you are going to want to tune into that because that's going to have a lot of stuff. But because of that, we thought, why not let them know what the content of the week is this week, but also next week?
Oh yeah? You like that?
I like that.
Okay.
So the content that's available today, when the game is accessible, is sports emotes. So we released them for the core crew, the launch heroes earlier, 2017, we're in 2018 now. The DLC heroes did not get them at the time.
No.
Now they are getting them. So this is sports emotes for the 6 DLC characters. They're 7,000 steel each. Let's roll the video. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
The Aramusha is definitely my favorite one.
Big fan of the Shinobi one too, just the jumping rope. So yes, that will be available today once the game is available. Maddie, I'm sure you'll let me know when the servers are back up if it happens during the show. But so as I mentioned, we also wanted to say what next week's content is. Now, because it's next week's, our delightful video artist who also runs the show, and his name is Max, has not had time to make a video for you of what that new content is.
I'm sorry, guys.
So, big surprise. I know this is what you want. It is executions.
Oh!
It is executions for all heroes. They are fucking incredible. And we at least have this image to give you the tiniest taste. And it's not just for these 6. It's for all heroes, but we can only fit 6 on an image. So take a little look there. Yes, End Them Rightly was maybe some eagle-eyed people spotted it last week. I would love to show you that one in particular because that is tied in directly to a community meme. And you're gonna love it. Yeah, so the video is not available. We'll show it as soon as we can. So we'll likely show it on next week's stream as well, even though it's not a Warriors Den. But 7,000 steel each, and it's all heroes. So you got your executions. It's coming next Thursday, not today. And again, sorry we don't have a video to get you tantalized and excited. So all of that is done, and I think we can now move into our Season 5 stuff. So we'll roll the CG trailer to give us time to bring on Roman and our friend Anthony from the art team. So we will be right back after this video. We should make a partnership with Goldschlager for honor-branded Goldschlager. Welcome back. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. Thanks. Anthony has been on the show once before. It's when we did the Frostwind Festival.
Exactly, yeah.
True.
Came on, showed the Frostwind weapons gear stuff, and he's going to show us in a couple moments. He's going to show us the legendary gear that's coming in Season 5. But before that, we want to do some things. Oh, yes, and Roman's here too. Hi, Roman. Sorry. Sorry. Welcome back.
I was not here this week, so
yeah.
you forgot me already.
I know. He flies around the world. I never know if he'll even be here for the show, but he always delivers.
Came back just for you.
Gotta say that for Roman. He always delivers. All right, so a few things. Very first thing, maybe if you didn't watch last week's show, you haven't been plugged in. So Season 5 launches on February 15th. 2 weeks from today. It's a Thursday launch. Get hype. And right off the top, I wanted to clarify something. So we did a real long show last week. We showed, I think the technical term is a buttload of content. And we showed our deep dive video, all these things. In the deep dive video, it reveals a very, very cool thing we've talked about for a while. Well, we've talked about coming. We actually haven't gone into details. And that's the Trials Arena mode.
The new training.
Yes. So one thing we did not clarify, and I think we should have because I've seen some confusion since then, that's not coming at the launch of Season 5. It'll be in Season 5, absolutely, but it's not there at launch in 2 weeks. So I wanted to make that super duper clear. So just to make that even more clear, I want to recap the things that are at launch, the things that are coming during the season. So at the launch of Season 5 in 2 weeks, we got the hero updates. We're going to talk about some of them today.
And the fight updates.
And the core fight updates. Parry change. That'll be on today's show too. We've got XP boost, which you spoke about last week, which is... Give me a one-liner.
With your hard-earned salvage, you can now unlock an XP boost for your match.
We're blinding the camera. Yes,
Voilà,
you can spend your salvage
and
to boost your XP.
So that's a cool use of salvage. Another way to boost your heroes if you want. And a new choice for you to how to progress the game.
That's right. You also have refined gear. Give me another one-liner. That's
so
10
refined
lines.
gear, it's the new step of progression in our gear system. It's not a new rarity, it's a new option where you can slightly update your stats.
And a question.
That pitching is supposed to be part of his job.
It should be, right? The elevator pitch. I mean, that one was better. That one was more concise. But actually, there were questions I saw about the refined gear. Maybe you can clarify. What items can you refine?
It's new items you will loot, in fact.
So it's Season 5.
It's legendary items, legendary rarity items. Some of those will be refinable, and then you can refine them. That's the last step of the crafting of that weapon.
Specifically Season 5 legendary items, correct?
Starting Season 5.
Starting Season 5, yes. Bio shouted from the back of the room. Thank you.
I don't know why she made an Assassin's Creed.
She loves Diamond Dallas Page.
The diamond. Yeah. Yes. It has a little diamond. Yes, you're right.
DDP?
I was like, why the Assassin's Creed logo? I'm not sure I understand it.
Oh man, I should have given that update too. Yes, if you're an Assassin's Creed player, you can now buy a Warden Armor Set in the game.
That's true.
It's absolutely
it's
true.
Really cool.
It's people
really
are
cool.
posting great pictures of their Warden.
I want to play with
doing
that.
things a Warden should not do. Yes. Okay. Also coming at launch of Season 5. Faction War Strategic Territories. Bio talked about that at length last week.
Yeah.
I highly recommend checking out that show if you missed it. But the pitch, Damien?
The pitch is that now some territories on the world map will give you bonuses like XP, more troops, and I missed the last one anyway. And voilà, that's really cool.
And those bonuses are faction-wide.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to own them. To own them with your faction to
castles,
get the bonus.
There's mills, yeah. It's cool. It really upgrades the look of the board as well.
The XP and the loot, voilà. That's the one I forgot.
It is. I was just giving you time. I knew you'd get there.
Thank you, thank you.
Another thing, starting at the launch, is a new rep level.
Yes, now you will be able to progress up to rep 50 with any of your hero.
Right.
And you will have a reward for each reputation level.
Excellent. Now, coming during the season. So not at the start of the season.
And in that order, I think.
I think in that order.
Yes.
So during the season, dedicated servers.
Yes.
You may have heard about these.
Small update.
Yes. We will give you the update as soon as we can. We cannot do it today, but we will let you know when that date is.
But it's supposed to be shortly after the launch of the season.
Yeah, you're not gonna be waiting a long time, but we don't have the exact date to share today. Along with that is the input lag compensation. So as we said on the previous show, why are you just staring at me like that?
I'm waiting for your one-sentence speech.
Threw me off, yeah. Hit me, what's input lag compensation? Well, I'm gonna go sulk over here.
It's to make the responsiveness of your inputs and the action triggered by your inputs to make it the same based on your lag and your opponent's lag.
Right.
And this will be released after the server so that we can take into account the server.
Basically, we're
latency.
going to lag your actions 1 or 2 or maybe 3 frames. And we want, it's a little bit more complicated than that.
Yeah.
And we want to be able to make that adjustment based on people's average latency throughout the dedicated servers. So we need to have that data to be able to make that tweaking.
Cool. Data. And then, as we just said, during the season is the Trials Arena training mode.
Yeah, new training mode. Basically, we wait a little bit before releasing it because with the new training, we're changing the new player's experience. So basically, the first things that you see when you start the game, etc., all that onboarding experience. And in order to do that, it requires some works with first party
Overhauls,
in
yes.
terms of submission, etc. So we want to first release the dedicated server and have the focus on the team on that, and then when that is secured, ship that for the end of the season.
And if all goes well on next week's show, we'll have our friend Gaelic come on and show you some of that stuff, which I'm excited about.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, yes, I am
Yeah.
excited about that. Cool. So that, I hope, catches people up if they aren't up to speed. There's obviously a lot more. There's full patch notes. That's another 20-something pages of little things here and there. But
I want to answer that question
sure,
first.
and this segues into it
So
as
there
well.
is Arod7932, why not?
A-Rod.
That is asking us, can we change their appearance with regular legendaries? And I think he's referring to refined gear. And the answer is yes.
Aha. So you can...
You can apply any legendary visual that you already own to any new refined gear you look.
Cool. That's a great question and clarification. I did not know that. Cool. So speaking of legendaries, that's why Anthony's here, because you're legendary is what I'm saying.
Thanks.
So as he and Christian, our art director, have done in the past, they prepared a build for us to check out the gear coming in the season. So let's cut over to that if we can, Max. Well, what do you got for us, Anthony?
So some new weapons this season.
Woohoo! Oh, man. I already like it.
This one's the Warden's sword.
Is Max playing dramatic music?
It's very season
Good.
4 color.
Good.
I like it.
And now, Damien, is it weapons specifically, or is it weapons and armor? People have been asking.
For refined gear,
For the new legendary gear that's in
Refined.
the season.
so the new visuals that we're seeing now, it's weapon only. So we don't have any new armor variation visual on that season, so only new weapon visuals. Refined gear is applied to, the refined gear concept is applied to all gear, so weapon and armor.
Got it.
Ooh.
What?
Yeah.
What?
This one looks pretty dangerous, yeah.
Oh, man. Is that Medusa?
Yeah.
For the Centurion, my boy.
Oh, wow. Your dear son.
I like that one.
I lost the controls.
Oh!
Ah, what's going on?
Oh, man.
You know, live TV. I was just telling some
he
folks.
got AFK kicked. What
Yeah, I think it's the AFK kick.
The our friends who make Warframe, fellow Canadians. I mean, none of us.
Yeah,
Are you Canadian?
yeah, in London.
Because none of us here on the couch are actually
No.
Canadian. But I was watching one of their dev streams. They do a great dev stream, and on it they had a fire alarm. Like the whole building had to evacuate during their stream. So at least we're not at that level of chaos.
It could happen.
Yet.
It could happen.
Yet.
Because we don't control that.
Oh, you might get the rare shot of Max's head again, coming into.
No.
Oh, it's just me on camera 2. Hey, camera 2, how are we doing? I'm doing all right.
So in the meantime,
And in the meantime, Max
we
can't even switch the camera, so it's just gonna be on me.
No,
even if Damien's talking.
we can answer the Nick Fault line question.
Nick Fault Line asks. I'm gonna say it really slowly to buy us time. What about the ice event weapons? You said they were going to be put on any weapon quality once you own it. You said that.
We didn't say that exactly.
Can you turn the camera?
Should
But-
have tried to do the lip sync.
but we- Yeah, you should have. Anyway, we didn't say that exactly, but we said you should keep it because at one point you will be able to do something with it. Regarding the rarity, even if you don't own it in the rarity you want. As we said, I think it was last week, the solution to that is not done yet. In fact, we're working on it now. So it means it won't be released anytime soon, and most probably not during season 5.
Okay.
Voilà.
Good answer. Master, you read it because you're on camera.
Master Safara.
Yes.
At Foreigner Game, are you still working? Yes, we do. But specifically on making more inventory space. We're still investigating it, and it's not easy. So for the moment, it's more no than yes, but we haven't dropped the ball on it. We're still looking at it.
And it's not just the... There are other ways to solve it rather than just bulk adding space, right?
Yeah, maybe the thing we just discussed before could help that as well.
Oh, me again. Hello.
So Eric, apparently there is a question from Matty. Eric, what's the Costco deal this week?
So, all right. So I was actually thinking about this. I've gotten a lot of great Costco love over the last week. People have begun tweeting their Costco hauls at me. If you go to Costco, I want to see pics of your hauls. I want to see how you strategize the best savings. One of the things I've come across, you can get this box of frozen chicken nuggets, right? I think it's something like 50 nuggets.
Oh, man.
No, it's like 100 nuggets, and it's like $8. It's so cheap because they're not pre-cooked. That's the.
Or because
I'm really
not
happy
real.
to be
Maybe
back
because
from
we're
the
not real
UK,
chicken.
completely jet lagged, and you're used talking about Costco. That's priceless, man.
Yeah, so make
Completely
sure you
worth
get
it.
the uncooked ones. You got to do a little extra work to cook them. Way cheaper and better tasting.
Is it real chicken though?
It's real white meat chicken.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
It
that.
is. It's
At
not like
$8? Yeah.
No. Oh,
Yeah.
Oh man,
It's good stuff.
good stuff.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Okay, can we have the game back, please?
It looks like we're almost there, guys.
Roman, if you can look at the screen.
But yeah, tweet me at Mr. Pope
Maybe.
with your hauls. I want to see them. We're almost there, guys. We're so close. We're in a weird dev camera mode that you're not supposed to see right now. Here we go.
He just put a warden inside the wall.
Yes.
It was cool.
Oh, and we can't even switch back because Max is still on the floor in front of us as we speak. All right.
At Forno Game, any chance coming to Total Meta parrying cause with the dedicated servers coming? It's gonna be a lot easier to parry heavies and lights. Won't be so RNG-ish when trying to parry. It does might induce a bigger total meta. So we're gonna speak about changes we're making this season to the parry mechanic in like 20 minutes to, I don't know,
Maybe
Maybe 5.
maybe 5, maybe 1 hour if,
Sure,
if
Yeah,
we get
we never know.
60 kick, if we get the AFK kick again.
Super cool.
But yeah, we'll be talking about that very shortly.
So we'll see.
Yes, we're back. Amazing. Thank you for bearing with us, everybody. That was fun. I lost about 3 years off my life.
I love the fact that this one is in like black metal.
Yeah. I would like to see more of that.
Yeah, me too.
This one,
Cool.
black and gold, yeah, and different materials on it also. So we got marble. This one
Whoa, what?
pretty heavy. Marble and ornamentation. We got leather.
Yeah.
The Lawbringer can hang around that.
Yeah, pretty
No
tough guy.
problem.
So very colorful weapon here.
We're very much in the green, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Holy crap. That's
Let's
cool.
take a look at the shield also.
Look at that. The bat.
If I owned that shield, I would
The
not
bat's
want anyone to
weapon.
hit it with anything. I would just hang it on my
Yeah, it
wall.
looks
It's so
expensive.
nice.
Ah,
Can't
is this
say
for
weapon.
me?
Yeah.
It is. I love
That's actually bluish there, is it?
Yeah.
There's my eyes.
Yeah.
I love it.
The gold blade. I'd love to know what everyone's laughing about behind the camera. It's probably us. Something that we did.
I think it's you.
It's Damien? Oh, I think something Damien did. Damn.
I love that one too. Ooh,
Little touches of red there.
Yeah, some paint on it.
pink.
So again, some use of stone, colored stone, and gold. Gold ornamentation.
And here we're showing only one per hero, but I think we have more.
Yeah, we have some more
We
coming.
have 3.
Oh yeah? Cool.
Yeah. So the other ones you will have to discover those by yourself. This one is pretty sick too.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice design.
Oh,
Oh, I love
awesome.
the head.
This one's my favorite this season. It's pretty cool.
Ah,
It's got a lot of
it's
materials
like
on
a
it.
jumping fish.
Yeah, a koi fish, yeah. And you get the lacing on it, which is beautiful.
Ah,
That's pretty cool.
really cool.
Detail.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is for the flashy players.
The colored blades are always my favorite.
Ooh.
Man.
The Raider.
Yep.
Damien, Robbie HD has an improvement suggestion for you.
Is there any chance we could get an option to zoom in on the offhand weapon for dual wielding heroes when customizing weapons? It's true that we don't have a zoom because you're looking at the two. That's a cool idea.
We'll look into it.
Yeah, let's add that into our improvement bucket that grows and grows every day.
Yes.
The blade is very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it too.
Horses.
Ah.
The shields are very cool. They have, for artists, they have a lot of space. It's like a canvas that we can
Yeah,
work
that's
Yeah.
true. Gives you a chance to sort of stretch out a bit.
with. Yeah.
Oh man.
I think we have some good news.
Yes, we're getting word that PS4 is back up. PC and Xbone are still under maintenance. PC's back up. PS4's back up.
X-Bone?
Xbone, that's what I call it. Oh man,
Yeah,
it's dope.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that is it.
Really fucking
really cool. Really, really
Super
cool.
cool. So say it again, Damien. There's actually 3 per hero. So this is only
3 per hero.
one
So
third.
this is only a tease.
That's great. Cool. Well, thank you, Anthony. I appreciate that. I'm
Thanks,
sure
guys.
the people watching appreciate it. They always like to see the new
Yeah.
stuff.
Hope you do.
And we don't have a transition built in, so we're going to ask Anthony to leave
Yeah.
so we can bring out Stefan from the fight team. Is this the first time we have you both here?
Yeah, so people see we're
Next
not
to
the
each
same.
other.
So see, it's not.
So now they can
It's not
compare.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Hi,
It's
everybody.
2 individual human beings. Thank
This is
you.
camera trickery.
Welcome back.
No, actually, it's pre-recorded and
Yeah, it's a mirror. It's a mirror.
That's why we're out of sync all the time a little bit. Yeah.
So Steph is from the fight team. You've been on a few times now, which is cool. We always love having you. This is kind of a big season for you guys. This is a different in a big way.
Yes, we've been super excited for this for a long time. Counting the days every day, 2 weeks, and then the stuff that we're going to talk about now is going to go live. So we're hyped.
So you're kind of taking the opportunity to really, rather than cranking out new characters, you're taking the opportunity without having to work on those right now to actually go back to our roster and bring folks up maybe that need it or and
Yeah. I mean,
update a lot of them.
we're going to see, I think, in depth next week. Kensei, Berserker, Conqueror.
Yep.
These are 3 of the heroes that need help to get through the strong defensive options that we have of block and dodge away and so on. So I think you 3 will be extremely happy next week when you see what it is.
Well, what I like about it too is that it's not even just giving them help or or tweaking their balance. It's breathing new life into them. Like it's new moves. It's really cool. Like from what I've seen, it's really cool. It's a really neat way to approach it rather than just more damage here. Because there's also that too. Like it is kind of a full balance pass as well. but you're introducing new ideas to
Improving the
older
kit.
characters.
Yeah.
It's just it's a really cool thing. I'm excited about, and I think the folks are excited about it too. But let's start with the fight overall, because there's kind of a big change coming.
Okay, the big one for us that we want to talk about today is parry. We've had a lot of discussions about problems where, imagine the scenario where you're on a bridge, you've got full health, you seem like everything's good, you throw one attack, the opponent parries you, guard breaks you, throws you off the bridge, and you're like, well, that was a sucky life that I just had there. and then similar problems, if you've got 84 stamina or less and you throw a heavy and it gets parried, they're gonna hit you with parry, guard break, throw, max out of stamina punish, which is 60 damage, 90 damage, 100 in certain cases. It's pretty rough, right? That's your whole life gone again. So we want to take these and make it a little less risky to throw an attack.
Yeah, basically what we wanted, we wanted to rebalance the risk reward of attacking somebody. It's currently, if you try to attack, the reward for it, some damage, the risk often is gonna be you're gonna die.
Yes.
So that was problematic that we had, but still we wanted parry to be effective and to be a good defense tool, etc. So that's why also it took time for us to figure the correct solution. So what did we do?
So we've got three kind of tweaks to the rules that we're going to show. Number one, if you are parried, if somebody guard breaks you, you can counter guard break them. Number two, if your heavy is parried, the opponent will have a 600 millisecond window to attack, meaning they get a light generally. If your light attack is parried, they will get a 900 millisecond attack, generally meaning they get a heavy. So there's a fair reward for the person to risk doing a parry. They'll get something good. And it's in expectations with what your attack was. It's not some ballooned amount of damage. So let's take a look at the videos. We'll go one by one to show you what it used to look like and what it looks like now.
So we've got the guard break one first.
Yes.
Roll it a few times because it goes quickly.
So you see on the left, Kensei tried to throw an attack. Warden parried it. Guard break, throw off the ledge. And then on the right, counter guard break.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so Kensei survives. Threw an attack, didn't die. That's pretty awesome.
Nice.
So,
Okay.
but then we've got two more changes. Like we talked about, if you parry a heavy, you still get a light as punishment. Or I guess as a reward for you. So here it's worthwhile for Warden to still parry and take that risk, because boom, there's nothing Kensei could do about that light. So that Warden top light is 500. We know Warden side light is 600. We know Warden zone attack is 500. So anything that you can work into a 600 millisecond window, you're going to get.
And you don't get the chip damage of a block, of a regular block.
Yeah, because they're not going to block. Oh, sorry, from the parry? Yeah, there's no chip damage. So you're happy. And if you parry a light attack, you get your 900 milliseconds. So you can launch a much bigger punishment. So Warden's top heavy is 900 exactly. Kensei couldn't block that.
Huge damage.
Yep, so that's pretty good. So the other thing is it doesn't matter if you switch stance. Right now on live, if you parry on the right and throw a right attack, you get a 900 millisecond window. But if you parry on the right and then you throw a left attack, it would be 1,000 because they don't have stance change. This is simplified. The rules are exactly as I said. There's slight movement tweaks as well to the person parrying. This means that people like Nobushi, Kensei, Valk, who are usually way too far for you to punish, now you can reach. So I think this is going to kind of standardize it a little more fairly.
Basically, now if I parry you, automatically I will move forward like a meter to be in range.
Exactly, so you should be okay.
That's really cool.
So because that's such a big set of, kind of a big core change, you had to do kind of some general balance work around that, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a number of changes that people are going to have to adjust to over time. I mean, the biggest one is going to be when you hit parry, don't press X, press something else. Because they will counter guard break you, and then you'll be like, oh, that sucks. I know it's going to be dicey a couple weeks at the beginning, but I think the amount of times you don't get murdered for attacking, you're going to be happy. But character-specific changes, yes, there's a couple. Some of them will make total sense. Some of them you'll have to, I think, see next week when we get into specifics, such as here, Berserker used to have early connections to light and heavy attack, meaning Berserker got top heavy off of everything. So we removed that. And I think you'll see next week why that's totally fine for Berserker. Highlander, we slightly adjusted the timing of the fast flow to offensive form so that Highlander will not get a free unblockable off a heavy parry, but will off of a light parry. Cool. So use your superior block, light attack against heavies, use parry against, and it starts to be a what is the maximum. Lawbringer, there are slight timing adjustments, but the end result is
Exactly the same.
exactly the same. I think if I didn't tell you, most of you wouldn't notice, so perfect, right? Orochi, we reduced the top light combo from 32 to 22. This, I know this probably Orochi's screaming out in pain right now, but it's going to put you in line with the parry punishes with everybody else. When you see what they can do, and the amount of times that you're not getting thrown into a pit, recalling that Oroshi's got the worst guard break throw distance, you're going to be happy. We did compensate Wind Gust, which is deflect light attack, to 35 damage from 25 damage, and Riptide Strike from 240 from 30. So we want you to use your special Orochi punish moves. Shinobi slightly changed the movement, so that, yes, again, you can hit the Shinobi if you parry the Shinobi. Shigoki got similar movement things and is going to get the heavy off of a light parry. So this is good for Shigoki. And we made sure that they don't get Demon Brace off of parry. So that should be all right, I think.
Cool. And just for people who probably want to see all these details, full patch notes will be posted next week. We're planning for them to go up on the 8th. So we don't have them to share right now. They're actually still being finalized as happens. But yes, look for those on the 8th. So what else we got, Steph?
Let's talk about Highlander.
Love the Highlander.
So just to overview everything that we're talking about today and next week. Parry is for the 15th. Highlander's for the 15th. Nobushi's for the 15th. Kensei, Berserker, Conqueror, they're all going to the 15th.
Yep.
So it's one big package. That's going to be fun. Highlander. Highlander's been underperforming for us in like 1v1s and group fights and so on. So we're going to do a few things to buff him today. Celtic Curse, I'll just give you the rundown and we'll kind of like hit me with questions as we go.
Sure.
Celtic Curse. When you do your dodge forward heavy, right now, if you end up attempting it against a Conqueror, Conqueror can just downstance you and there's nothing you can do. All your options are going to lose. The one we're giving you now is if you do dodge forward heavy, hold heavy, you won't launch the attack itself. You will fast flow into offensive stance. So you're not super as committed and you get to the stance you want to be. So if they try down stance, or Musha tries down stance, you kick him. And that's kind of awesome, actually.
So it becomes a useful initiator, whatever.
Exactly. Exactly. And the other thing we did with Celtic Curse is we now allow you to do your side cancel switches to switch targets. So if I try to start up against Roman, I can spin over to Damien and hit him instead. So
that's
yeah,
really cool.
Now we can see who I'm hitting. So it's going to be pretty cool. Watch out for Highlanders on the field now. Highlanders are also very limited right now with their stamina pool. If they go to offensive form, there's a cooldown when they enter. If they dodge, that cooldown resets. If they do their crazy emote, it resets. We've removed that, so you can regen in offensive form now. We've also slightly reduced the cost of Balor's Might, which is unblockable heavy, from 30 to now 24. And that doesn't seem like a huge number, but I think you'll feel the difference there. Damage-wise,
The goal really was to give the Highlander the opportunity to actually sustain their offensive form and not throw his sword on his feet every time he's doing it, basically.
Exactly. You do all this work, you get one hit, and you're like, great, and then you have to stop. And here, maybe you don't have to stop as much. So that'll be pretty cool.
Cool.
Damage, all the heavies got an increase. So Balor's Might, unblockable heavy, is now 40, was 30. Defensive form, side heavy openers are 35, were 25. Defensive form, heavy finisher, side heavy finishers are 35, were 30. Top heavy, defensive form, opener, and finishers are now 45, were 40. So this will help Highlander. Obviously, we can, like, I don't have to explain that part. But there's a lot of times that you trade, and you end up losing on damage to, like, Peacekeeper or something like that. And it seems a little strange when you're a humongous monster with a sword, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of like the feedback, like he's a big guy, I want him to hit really hard. We're moving more in that direction now.
Exactly. And then the slight number of changes are like the relationship is still top defensive form heavy, has superior armor, doesn't go that far, so should do more damage. The other ones go further and that kind of thing. So that's kind of why.
There's differences, yes.
Yeah. Defensive form second light on the Highlander. This is not the most useful move in the game, possibly the least useful move in the game. It was unsafe on block. You would lose to a guard break afterwards. We removed that by reducing the recovery to 800 from 1100. Yes. And we gave it super armor on the strike. So maybe you'll launch it in a group fight scenario. That's a dream, at least. Caber Toss. This is the other one that we think needed help on. There's a lot of times where you do kick, cancel into Caber Toss. They dodge as if they were dodging the kick timing, but they also dodge the Caber Toss. That sucks because they dodged the wrong thing and you should have won. So we are giving him a bit more rotational tracking, and we are giving his Caber Toss a bit more forward movement. So we think that's going to catch a few more people who are dodging the wrong thing.
Yeah.
And there's more for Highlander somehow.
We said they were major updates.
Yeah, big update.
Yeah,
Ivan will be happy.
Sorry to barrage everybody. Offensive form, dodge. Forward movement has been increased by 0.25 meters, which is just that little bit to, I think, keep the Highlander moving forward towards the opponent. And then beyond that, I think it's fixes on the way down. Kick, we removed a loop where it was kick, dodge forward, kick, dodge forward, kick, which is amazing to do because, I mean, the stamina costs blow my mind alone, but all right, yeah, we fixed that. We also slightly reduced the knockback distance on kick. The big reasoning for that is to reduce the times where you kick, hit the guy, and he goes too far for your unblockable heavy, which was frustrating because you did so much work and you got nothing. So that's fixed. And finally, an execution, no mercy. It now correctly executes the guy at 2200 milliseconds, which is when you chop the guy's arm off.
Seems like a reasonable place to call that the execution.
He's probably dead at that point. Yeah, exactly.
Sweet.
Cool,
Nice.
really cool.
Wow.
Okay, everyone's happy? Everyone's switching to Highlander now?
So
Wait,
Everyone's
because-
putting the kilt back on.
Yes, do it.
that's
Oh,
just
yeah.
the rebalancing of the Highlander.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, his kit had the tools. I think they were just all too nerfed, too soft, let's say. And now spiky again.
like that.
Cool.
Nobushi?
Yeah, how about that Bushi?
Okay, so Nobushi is in a slightly different position where Nobushi is an extremely good group fighter. So in 4v4 scenarios, 2v2, you probably want to have a Nobushi around on your team, obviously. And is a little lower on 1v1 scenarios. So here we're trying to do a little bit of... Sorry, perspective. We're trying to get him closer. We're not going to shoot past the other way, but just take the edge off of group fights and bring a little bit more to 1v1. So the big two there. How do we make her a little less scary in group fights? We nerf the zone attack damage from 33 on the first strike to 20.
Okay.
I think that'll be just enough to make her not as terrifying there. On the other side, we're going to buff the speed of kick. It used to be an 800 millisecond strike, now is going to be a 600 millisecond strike. And then we changed a few things about when is she vulnerable to guard break, so if you dodge a kick, you will get it. If you dodge immediately and so on, you will be able to guard break her. So that's the big things that we think, hey, that's going to take the edge off group fights. That's going to make her a little more able to hit in 1v1. There's more all the way down this crazy list.
Also, there's the stamina change on the kick. Like when you land the kick, you don't get an extra cost of stamina. That will help.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we'll be not as annoying, but still able to get that hit for the new boost. So I think that's cool. If you do a hidden stance, your top light startup is now 500 milliseconds, was 600. So we're hoping that you use this in 1v1s a little more than the other attacks. We fixed some bugs on top heavy feint. Now you can defend properly afterwards. And you can't feint while out of stamina, so I think this is going to make her a little more punishable. Sidelight finishers were 700 milliseconds, now we're 600 milliseconds, so just a few things that you use in 1v1s, or would like to use in 1v1s, maybe you can use a bit more. Swift recoil, this one's a complicated one to explain. No, this one's not the complicated one, next one's a complicated one. Swift recoil is your block back dodge option. It can now connect directly to Viper's Retreat, so that's left stick down light. So you can block an attack, dodge back, throw it a poke as you're leaving. So that's pretty cool. Side dodges, we did increase the side dodge recovery to 600. It used to be 500. We think Nobu will be fine because she's protected with all her dodge attacks anyway. Cobra Strike. This is her side or forward dodge plus light attack. We fixed a bug where it could hit an opponent without any apparent visual contact. So that's pretty sweet. We also slightly changed it. It used to be unable to cancel the Cobra Strike's recovery into a forward dodge. You were able to do side dodges before. So now you can be forward, which you will want to do if you're trying to be a bit more aggressive. Same deal on Sidewinder form. We had the ability to dodge left, right, forward during the recovery, and backwards, sorry. And here we remove it so that in both cases, your dodge attacks during your recovery, you can then only dodge left, right, forward. Does that make sense?
Right.
Thank you. I've explained that
Right.
3 times
For
upstairs.
me, it made sense.
Okay, perfect. And each time someone says, no, you got it wrong. And then finally, 2 more. Sprint attacks. If you did the light sprint attack, you were able to hit somebody and push them over a ledge. But your heavy sprint attack would not push someone over the edge. So now we made that reverse. Okay. So do the heavy one if you want to knock someone over.
That makes sense.
Which makes more sense. Yeah.
Exactly, exactly. And then finally, the light attacks after hidden stance. We reduced the damage to 8 from 18. This was poking a lot, and you can often go like poke, poke. So it's one of those areas to take the edge off again.
So all those changes, so the parry changes, some modification on character linked to the parry change, big buff of the Highlander, rebalancing of the Nobushi, plus everything that we haven't talked yet about Berserker, Conqueror, and Kensei. All of that goes live on the release of the new season.
On the 15th.
Yeah. On the 15th.
February 15th, yes.
But that's not all, because I see some stuff on Shaman. What the fuck? Said she was okay.
I still say she.
I leave a week and
This is one of those like nerf and buff things that everybody likes. Predator's Hunger. We're reducing the knockback of Predator's Hunger by 0.5 meters. People who are her opponent will be happy because that means she's less able to bump you over ledges. Shamans will be happy because there's less cases where you bump the guy too far for your light to connect. So there we go. Perfect for everybody.
Socialism.
Exactly. Like the Lawbringers, right? What else? Throw left, we had a bug where...
the throw left was OP.
Throw left was OP? Yeah. If you knock the guy out of stamina with it, it would make him go out of stamina. And it made him out of stamina, he would fall down.
Yeah,
thank you, yes, exactly. Which led to your amazing max punish, right? Since we know parry, guard break is not going to happen anymore, and here this bug is fixed. Hopefully there's less terrifying situations where she does 60-something damage to you. And it's not on my sheet, but we have another bug fix where it is, if you go out of stamina launching your heavy finisher, you can no longer dodge or guard break out of it. So,
I missed that one, sorry.
Cool. Good, pretty good. Other heroes?
Yes.
We
Shinobi, quickly.
Shinobi, super quickly.
Come on, quickly, move it on.
Yeah, these are all bug fixes, so not like world-changing on Shinobi. Fixed an issue that caused the Shinobi to be interrupted by a guard break from an external attacker during the teleport behind his opponent after a deflect.
It's very specific.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. I had to read that just so I wouldn't mess it up again. There's also an issue where Shinobi would do a charged kick on an opponent that is not locked onto the Shinobi, and the kick would cause the opponent to go in an unexpected direction. So that's fixed as well. And finally, fixed an issue that caused Shinobi guard breaks to sometimes affect the wrong opponent. Shinobi tries a guard break. Opponent is right here. Other opponent is right here. I guess trajectories are grabbing this one when it should be grabbing this one. Fixed.
I like that. The use of illustrative hands. You're milking a cow.
What? At least it wasn't too obscene, so I guess I'll go with that. Something for Warden as well, because we've been talking about this for a long time, and we finally do it. Zone attack recovery is now 900 milliseconds, down from 1,000 milliseconds, and this means that your target can no longer block and get a free guard break on you.
How did I miss that one? I assembled these notes just for Steph, and I missed that one.
Because we've been going back and forth on patch notes for...
Oh, yeah. I should check to make sure it's actually in the patch notes.
Exactly.
Cool.
Last minute stuff.
Thanks so much for joining us. We love having you here. Steph has also, with the team, prepared a series of blogs on the parry change, the Conqueror, the Kensei, and the Berserker specifically. So there'll be 4 blog posts coming soon. We will kind of do it around launch week. We're not going to do it next week. We'll do it launch week. But that'll give you more of kind of the design philosophy stuff. We want to do more of that because we don't always get to have them here to give you that deeper insight. So I'm excited about that. So look for those in a couple weeks.
And
yes,
we're going to talk about it next week.
Next week we are going to talk about
Kensei Con.
Yes,
Conqueror.
absolutely.
And this is going to go live February 15th.
Yes,
right?
correct.
Get ready.
I have a big respect for his team.
Yeah.
I think they get a lot of focus from our community for obvious reasons. You know, like it's a fighting game and that's your job. But I think that the reason I want to do more of the communication stuff with you, the blogs, have you guys on the show, is I think that the context gets lost sometimes of what your team has to do. It's a fucking hard job. So it's not. You're not balancing for PC. You're not balancing for PS4. You're not balancing for Xbox. You're balancing for all of them. You're balancing for 60 frames versus 30 frames. You're balancing for 1v1 versus 4v4. You're balancing for top players. You're balancing for average players. It's crazy. So I think a lot of that doesn't get considered in some of the discussions that I see online, and it leads to a really kind of unhealthy conversation that I'm not happy with. So we want to see more of you here. We want to see more of you on our blog so we can give the community more of the context, more of the design insight of what you guys are doing, because when you have that insight and context, things make a lot more sense. So
Yeah,
that's my goal for 2018, is have communicate more of that to you guys from them, because that's my job. I don't do the actual work, I just communicate it. So thank you very much for coming here and putting your face on camera and having people probably shout at you in the chat.
Our pleasure.
It's very much appreciated. There are just a couple other high-level patch notes, not fight-related, that we did want to mention today. Damien. I don't know.
Where's the list? I have it.
Back page.
Other patch note highlights.
Yep. It's actually on the packet.
Skirmish Pulse Respawn. What's that? And you know what? What is funny is that I asked the team, where is it? Why is it not live? We validated weeks ago. What's going on with that? And now I discover it's in the patch notes. So it's coming out season 5 at the beginning of it. It's the idea, something we discussed before in the Where's Then, but a long time ago. It's now in Skirmish, you will spawn by wave. So people that die, they will spawn together. And this will help rebalance the Skirmish. Because we had that issue is that as soon as you had a good team against the other, they would kill players one by one, and then everyone would respawn one by one, go back against the 4 players and get killed, and then it would snowball. And with the what we call the pulse respawn, now it's team against team always, so it will be more helpful to go back against the other team. We played it internally. We think it's really making the mod better, so I'm happy.
How it works, its respawn rate is going to be 10 seconds. It's going to be a tick every 10 seconds.
Yeah.
A new wave is going to respawn. So if you're dead, you're part of that new wave. And executions won't give a longer period of respawn, but it will give more points. So the interest, it's not only healing, it's going to be around the points and bounty that you receive, and not anymore on making the guy respawn longer.
Yep.
Cool.
For Skirmish only.
All right, so Skirmish gets some love in Season 5. I like it.
Xbox One is up.
Xbox One is back up.
Yay!
So now PS4 and Xbox One are up, and PC, we're still working on it. This is one I specifically wanted to call out, Damien, because I am excited about it.
Please do.
We've improved the reporting dialogue, the player reporting in the game for Season 5. Maybe you've reported people while playing the game that have frustrated you for different reasons, and maybe the options to do that haven't been as extensive as you've hoped. So now we have better categories.
And more.
And more categories, exactly. So we have options for Abusive Chat, that's for PC only, obviously. Options for Inactivity AFK, Cheating, Botting, Offensive Emblem, Offensive Name, that's a PC thing because the rest is handled at the console level, Griefing, and then Spam. So a lot more granular ways to report people because and before, a lot of things were kind of all directed into the same bucket of like harassment or whatever it was. So this will really help us identify problematic players and the reason they're being problematic and kind of deal with it a lot better. It also provides you kind of like do's and don'ts of how to use each reporting option. So I think it's really cool.
And abuse of the feature can lead to sanction against the reporter.
Indeed.
And also, you get the ability to report each player only once per match.
There you go.
So no spam of it.
That's great.
But it's going to be reviewed, so you don't have to report 10 times the same guy in order that will review it.
Yeah, sort of similar to we mentioned last week with AFK. You know, we with AFK people specifically, we were reviewing the thresholds.
Yeah.
So that sort of plays into that for reporting in general. So.
And reports, I think, are reviewed every day by the team.
It's either every day or every 2 days.
Yeah. So.
Yep. So that was a cool thing I wanted to call out. Another very tiny thing, but just so people know, we're fixing the Snowball Bug. The snowball teleport was not intended.
Not intended.
That's
fun,
also
but not intended.
That'll
not
also
fun,
be fixed
but not
in this
intended.
And it's not. It wasn't in the patch notes, I don't think, but the mask as well. We mentioned
the mask
that before.
as well. Yeah.
The Viking Frostwind mask. You'll get the fully textured version.
Upgraded version.
Yep. Great.
Will be live. Pretty happy how fast the team did that one.
Hell yeah.
I wasn't expecting it to be ready for beginning of Season 5, to be honest.
So during the show, I've decided some things. I will publish the notes that Steph went over. I won't do the full patch notes, but so you can see the exact things that he was talking about, because otherwise it'll be speculation for a whole week, and I don't want that. So later today, I'll go on Reddit and put the notes for the sections that Steph talked about a few minutes ago. And we're not done with the show. We have a bunch of people pacing back and forth behind the camera, ready to come on. So we don't have a good transition video for this.
Play the trailer again.
Let's play the trailer to switch out some folks. Steph, thank you so much
Thank you.
I'd like to have you. Well, you're going to be there next week, actually. You'll be showing off Conqueror, Kensei, and Berserker yourself.
I'm excited again.
So thank you, and we'll be back with a couple more folks to talk about that stream happening next week. So we'll hit the trailer again. Cozy over here.
So at least
Feeling good, guys?
it's been 15 minutes that is behind the camera doing the dance.
It's true.
And
I'm trying to get a plane to land.
It was beautiful.
Steph kept his focus.
I know, that was very...
Yeah, no, you did. You managed to do
Thinking
that.
about the fights,
I was very impressed.
everything
Fuck,
that
hey,
Steph
they-
just did, and in front of him.
Half an hour ago, they
Luke
said you can
doing
come
that.
down now for the Warriors down.
Yeah.
So I keep pacing in the
Even more
back.
kudos for Steph.
When we do patch notes, there's always take a while.
People should see the size of this room.
People
It's
want
super
the
tiny.
detail of the
So.
patch
Yes,
notes.
the gritty detail. So we're all crammed over here because we heard you were sick.
Super comfortable
We decided
here.
Oh, yeah.
Bio wants to get sick so she can get some time off to work on her evaluations. But welcome, Luke. Welcome, Bio.
Thank you very
Hi.
much, Eric. It's been a long time.
Yes.
Did you miss
Sitting
me?
next to each other. We've got something cool to talk about. So we're doing this big stream next week. We've mentioned it a couple times. And every season we do a seasonal kickoff type stream. It's kind of different every time what we do. But it usually features multiple hours. It usually features a lot of gameplay, and this won't be any different in that respect. So I thought you could sort of give us the overview. What's going on next week?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Okay, what's going on next week?
What's
do
going
it.
on next week? So
I
the
can do
Age
it
of
if you
Wolves
like.
stream is going to be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a big stream like we do every season. It's taking place in Montreal. So we're going to do a lot of different things on that stream. They're going to show the Conqueror, Berserker, and Kensei live gameplay with the major updates. We provided them. Stefan will be back on the show to show us that. Gaelek will be on to talk about the training and arena mode, the thing we talked about in the deep dive video. So we're going to do a quick thing on that as well. Some community contributors, so
Yes.
people who organize tournaments, cosplayer, like 4 of them will also join us for the show. We're going to talk with them to talk about their experience with For Honor, and there'll be a tournament live during that show. So the way this tournament will take place, it's a bit different. We try to jazz things up a little bit every season, and this time we have 8 players, 4 from Europe, 4 from the Americas, because now we go even south of what we usually do.
First
so we
time
have
we'll have a Brazilian.
participant from Brazil, so the Brazilian crew, I know you're watching us every week, so one of your fellow Brazilian will join us in Montreal. Eric just had to tell them how cold it is in winter in Montreal, because you guys don't have to deal with that shit over there.
Yeah, and I was
So,
like, oh,
good
by the
luck.
way, just so you know, it's Montreal, so bring warm clothes. And he's like, yeah, I figure it'll be like when I'm walking through the vegetable aisle at the grocery store, right? And I'm like, more like your freezer. And he's like,
this
oh my
winter,
God, I
you
don't
know-
have a heavy jacket.
You never know what to
Colder.
expect this winter. So 4 players. And what we decided to do is to take those 8, 8 of the best players on the dev team, and merge everybody
So
together
not us.
and do. So they will probably destroy us. No, fuck it.
So now
No, that's not why we are all sitting here. This is for a different reason. I'll get to that in just a minute. But no, not us. No, but we do tournaments regularly. Like I showed some stuff before in the Warriors Den about all of the internal tournaments. So we went around and checked who are the best players on the team. 8 of them will join, and we are going to have 4 teams of 4. So it's 2 guys from the community, 2 guys from the dev team.
So mixed teams.
Mixed teams. Oh yeah, fuck, come on. And
Give us a chance.
so it's
The
gonna be
handicap.
It's going to be a mixed team. It's going to be a tribute tournament.
Nice.
So we're going to start with a round robin. They will all play each other. Then it will rank 1 to 4. Then semi-final, best of 3, and the big final, best of 7. So it's going to be an interesting. And all those teams, they will all represent a faction. So with a coach.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why we are sitting here right now. Because you're going to have Team Viking
Rah!
with Coach BOJ. So I did let her the Viking. I accepted to do that. You're going to have Team Samurai.
Of course.
With the one and only Mr. Dead himself. You're going to have the Team Blackstone Legion.
Whoa.
Led by the man himself, Roman Campos Oriola. And me, as a protector of my people, I'm going to coach Team Knight.
Oh, yeah.
So
he will coach the volcano.
So Team Knight is
He's
going
gonna
in
burn
for
it,
the win.
and his whole team also.
So
Yeah.
yeah, the sort of, you said it, but like this is it's to kick off our season, but it's also to really celebrate the first year of
Yeah.
For Honor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's a first year anniversary. So it's important for us. That's why we're bringing a bunch of people in to do this event.
Yeah.
Obviously, we cannot bring everybody because, well,
Right.
it's just impossible. But it's a way to have like those players and those community contributors and us like to celebrate this first year and show like a lot of the new stuff for season 5 on that stream.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
I think that's what I was going to say. It's like it's going to be a really fun stream. I think the competition will be pretty tough for sure because I know all our players and like they don't screw around. But I think we're allowing them to have some fun with it this time. They're not playing for a big cash prize.
No.
It's really a celebration.
They're playing for honor.
Yeah.
And for their faction, because there's something you did not mention.
Yes.
The names
True.
Yeah.
are not just because you like the knight or you like whibs. It's actually bigger than that.
Correct.
It's true.
It's
So we thought to spice things up a little bit, we would add a layer of drama
Oh yeah.
onto the fun. But as we mentioned, they each represent a faction. And
Viking.
we've decided Blackstone Legion
Samurai.
is basically a faction, and they're not a great faction in terms of their intentions.
They're the bad guys. That's
Yeah,
why
exactly.
Roman is
They're
hating
built
them.
exactly.
Come on. He's the perfect guy.
So, we're not going to limit the players on the team to only play as knights.
No.
But that's the faction they're representing. And so the added drama we decided to add was whichever team wins this tournament, the community
You.
of that faction will get a reward.
Yes.
The knights win, all the knights get a reward. If the
All
Vikings
the knights
win,
in the game across platform, everybody gets. All the knights get that reward.
yeah,
So
well,
no
they
pressure.
won't. They won't. It'll be the Vikings. For
And
sure.
it won't be
Yeah,
the
yeah,
volcano.
because of course it's gonna be the Vikings.
Yeah,
like-
I'm allowed
What
to
are
be
you
biased
talking about?
'cause I'm not.
The
It's like
knight?
the faction
No,
war.
come
If I
on.
win,
Okay, I'm gonna rig it.
No. I made the rules of that
That's
tournament.
something you can't rig.
I made the rules. So.
Roman makes a
smart.
good point. Roman makes
because
a
I
good
have
point.
the best team by far.
Blackstone, Blackstone Legion is not a true faction in the game, so there's no. You
What
can't,
happened if
you
they
can't
win?
affiliate yourself with them. So, as I said, we're adding drama here. So go with me on this. If his team of villains wins, no one gets anything.
What?
So we do not want.
I'm
them
out of
to
here.
win. And we thought we would actually announce the teams too, so you know
Yes.
who to root for and against when we get to the show. But that's sort of what we're thinking. I think it should add just a fun element. We're not giving people millions of steel.
So go Blackstone Legion to save some steel.
But yes, let's get into it. So who wants to start us out? Who wants to introduce you?
I can
start
do
with
it.
Theo.
So the Vikings.
Oh, and before you do, I want to apologize. Sorry, I do this all the time. We were going to have images to support this, so it's not just us reading off paper, but we didn't have the images in time.
So close your eyes and imagine.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
What
have
they
a
look like.
pretty picture with
yeah,
it.
and
Yeah.
we'll post them online as soon as we'll do a social post for them.
As soon as we get them.
Yeah. So please, sorry, Bale.
Yeah. Sorry if
Sorry,
I,
Bio. Before no. Go ahead.
I'm out of here. sorry if I say the name of someone wrong.
Sure.
You can.
It's half the fun.
I have my beautiful French accent, so it might happen. So there's Nuke, which is a dev member. He's a fight development tester. It's really cool because we have the hobby of everyone, and it's all gaming. So, kind of not going to talk about
hobby,
it. People
guys.
are very diverse in what they like. I can see that. So his favorite character is the shaman, so he's going to be hated by everybody. We have CPU opponent, which is our friend Stefan. So he's going to play the shaman also. Are you going to play the shaman in the tournament?
I'm sure he tweaked the
Yeah,
characters in his favor.
Of course I will. Of course I will.
Yeah, it's gonna be single pick, so they cannot both.
Well, they
single-
can fight each other because, you know, it's
Surprise,
Vikings,
Steph.
it's good banter. It's fine. It's fine. So, but his hobby is different. It's installing upgrade patches. So you must have been very happy today.
It's one of his favorite days of the year.
So we had, again, I'm sorry if I say it wrong, Set Mix,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
a top player, also called Rusty. He is gonna probably play the Peacekeepers. He says that is what his favorite character. And I have also Scorebrand in my team.
Nice.
So I'm looking forward to it, to coach them and like give them insights, even they're probably all way better than me at the game.
That's a pretty tight team.
Yeah, well-
Scorebrand and Setmix are both really good.
Yeah, but I can trash talk better probably.
Oh,
so
yes,
this
for
is
sure.
gonna be my job, my main job.
They
It's
do their
gonna be
trash talk through their fighting.
So that's it.
And that's sort of why we wanted the coaches to add, again, talking about fun, like add some more fun to it. Those guys are going to be focused on playing. You guys can talk all the shit during the show.
Tournaments are not fun, okay?
Right.
What?
They're for winning.
Yeah.
I know we're going there to win. Don't get me wrong.
No, you're not going there to win. You're going to try and have honor and that kind of stuff.
No,
Like all nightly.
you don't know me really well.
So that brings us to Luke then.
Yes, Team Night. First, like just the first name will show how great the team is.
Ugh,
Mr. Awesome.
try
One trait of
hard.
character is humility. Now, Mr. Awesome is a dev member, is a tool support specialist, so Robert. Favorite character is the Aramusha. Hobbies, like he's a real Canadian, like hockey, soccer, working out, and competitive games.
Oh.
The second one, EE is a really good player. Kirk, it's Nicolas De Stefano, is a gameplay programmer. Favorite character is a Lawbringer, and he loves gaming music. And he was very involved. There was a show recently in Montreal, and he talked about that on Facebook and like promoting this event, and he's traveling a lot. Then, speaking of traveling, our next participant is traveling from Spain, if I'm not mistaken. It's Lobo V4 Alejandro. So, I
He's
hope
awesome.
you have warm jacket as well.
Yeah.
My favorite character is a Berserker, is a kill death ratio of 1.27. Yes, video game, broadcasting, and photography.
And he has an exam that he's taking. He's missing the show because he's doing his university exams right now.
Seriously?
Yes.
I love that.
Good luck, Alejandro. And yeah, the cool thing about him, just a quick aside, is not only is he a really good player, he also runs the Spanish For Honor community, basically. He has a fan-run For Honor community that he runs there, so shout out.
And last but not least, Budrat. He's a Raider PK, a kill death of 4.54. And he's playing volleyball. From what I remember, he's really tall.
I heard that he used to be a competitive bodybuilder.
Oh, yeah. He's on my team to protect me. Then there's also, he says, Trainian. So I don't know if it's a mistake or we contracted it that he's training minions. But anyway, it says Trainian on my list here and also a video game as a hobby. So
Cool.
Team Night is going in for the win next week.
With some minion bodybuilder.
Yeah. There's still
What do
work
you
to
want,
do.
you Blackstone Legion?
Let's save him for last. Let's do the samurai.
So you
Let's do
can
the samurai.
all see that my team is by far the best.
Which is gonna make everybody super salty because they don't get any reward.
Exactly.
So my team, the samurai.
Yes, you got.
So first one, Blind Knight. He's a dev member. It's Manuel. He's an engine dev tester, and his allegiance is to the samurai. So I like that already.
Right.
He's in the right team, and he plays the Aramusha, right team. And his hobbies are video games, of course, but also he plays some Magic the Gathering.
So maybe some
He's a magician?
analytical stuff. Yes.
Said he's a
the
magician.
cards.
Oh, Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
Not the same thing.
The second dev member, I don't know, Usamza?
Usamza.
It's Andrew, in fact. I think you saw Andrew
been on the
already
show a few times.
on the Warriors Den. He's the associate art director, and he plays the Kensei. So he's a good man.
Quick note.
And his allegiance is to the Samurai too. Right. Amazing.
Quick note.
Yeah.
They're going to be on the live build. They're not going to be in the Season 5 build. So he does not get your reworked Kensei, my friend.
I think he can play both.
I assume so.
Wonderfully. I'm sure of that. And his hobbies right now is having 2 sons under 2. So
2 sons under 2?
Yeah.
Wow. Tell me they're twins.
So not much can say. I'm sorry.
Not twins? Oh,
Samurai guys.
That's the best training you can get. Then on the top player side, I have Hanzax. He plays the Valkyrie. His allegiance, I don't like that. It's Blackstone or Samurai. He needs to make a decision, and I think it's Samurai.
So he might not be totally happy of being on your team, is what you're saying.
I think he will be. He wasn't decided at that moment, but now that he knows with who he's playing, so
No, but if he
Samurai.
shows some skill on the battlefield, we might not kill him and take him afterwards.
Hobbies, gaming, of course. He has a pretty cool kill-death ratio, above 2. Impressed. Then Lenin Cat 37, Logan. He's playing the Gladiator. I don't know why he's saying that.
Dramatic. Gladiator.
I won't say the allegiance.
Come on, what is it? What is it?
I don't want
Show
to
me.
say it. Don't want to say
Vikings.
Viking.
Vikings.
Of course it is.
I was about to say yam because I'm a Viking. I'll be a knight for next
And he has.
Finally, someone with actual hobbies.
Yeah, so he's playing,
That's
of
not
course.
cool for the people with training
Oh, but they
minions
all
and
said gaming.
photography.
They all said gaming. Like, come
He
on.
also plays piano.
I know, that's
which is
amazing.
nice.
Oh, we have a bunch of people
He
playing the
writes,
piano on the team.
And he knows how to build PCs.
Because
it's one of
he
his
should be there on time.
Yeah.
If we have problems, maybe he can help us out. The last time
It never happened.
Pretty amazing team.
No, last time we didn't have any problem the night before.
I'm excited about meeting Logan because
What is cool with my team is that they don't have the same character.
Right.
So single pick wise,
Yeah, man, same for me.
good.
see, everything is well thought.
Yeah.
Your 2 cans.
No, he's
I'm
a coach.
I'm
He's a
not
coach.
playing.
He doesn't
It's
play.
we're not
good
playing.
For them that I'm not
Seriously, like
will
somebody in the back, Phil is asking us like if he's gonna play.
I would
Do you really
just-
think I would play?
I would play. I would
Come
play
on.
you guys. That would be great.
Only yell
I'm
at
known
them.
to be a bad player.
And tell
You're
them
not that bad.
And so
have their
You were
for the
there
winning
too.
team,
you know.
Yes, what is the winning team?
we
So
have
the garbage team.
Duke Naga,
Your arrogance will,
which
Bring you
is
down.
yeah, will bring you down.
a man on the team, a rigger. And his favorite character is the Nobushi.
Oh, he's the one that people have called out in the credits for rigging the faction war because his title is Rigger.
Yeah, exactly. He's a rigger. So rigger on the
Yeah,
team
yeah,
are people whose work is to rig the faction war.
They're my best friend.
I can tell you that for sure.
Exactly, that's what we do. We go for beer and we decide
Go
who's
rigger
gonna win.
video game on the internet, you will see they're
Yeah.
rigging the games.
And they can only work on our team.
And they just do
our
metagame win
project.
equal Vikings, and this is his old job. We keep him just for that.
So on top
I
of
could do
rigging,
that.
he also plays RPG, pen and paper RPG. Then also on my team, I have guys that you might know. It's called Picalex.
Ah, yeah, we know him.
Didn't pick Alex.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
He was good.
He's a fight
before.
dev tester.
Yeah, he used to be
He
good.
used to be good.
Yeah, but now his life changed recently, so
He's
he has
old
less
now.
time to play and he's getting old.
So he's part of the team since almost day one. He's
Some bad influence from
fighting game competitive player, if we can say. And he has some other hobbies, like playing music, stuff, but mainly esports. And he loves
He plays in
Nobushi,
my role-playing
PK,
game.
Raider.
So he plays several characters.
Yeah, actually, I think he's better at with all characters than all of you guys. But
And can you say his allegiance, please?
his allegiance is to the Blackstone. That's the strength of the Blackstone. Is
samurai.
that we can go and pick whoever we want.
From
because
other
since
factions.
everybody know we are the stronger, we go like, yeah, fuck
He's
it.
a samurai guy.
Do I want
so
to be
I know
good?
he will
Do
help
I
us.
want to be good? It's up to you to choose, but welcome to the family.
I like that.
Then I have Clutch.
Clutch Meister.
UTE Clutch with me. So favorite character currently Nobushi, because Nobushi is good.
He's another one who plays with all.
Allegiance.
Nobushi, Nobushi, Nobushi. Man,
Black
they all have Nobushi, so welcome to single
But do you know his kill death ratio?
He's probably, again, bragging.
Yeah, 3.13.
Mine was what? Oh, yeah, 4.54, yeah.
And 4.26 with assist. That's what
Oh,
is
yeah,
interesting.
7.37 for Bud
It's
Rap.
his hobbies.
Scorpion has 4.78, so
Yeah. So your number one digit.
Does he
your
like
number one
dominating,
digital athlete.
annihilating, and eviscerating as hobbies?
well, he's a
no.
Viking, so
Those are his hobbies.
Oh, man.
The number one digital
those are
athlete.
great hobbies.
Number one digital athlete is going down, baby.
So he wanted me to show the picture, but I want to leave people wanting more. But he has assembled an amazing outfit for next
Yeah, I
week.
heard that Roman will wear the same.
Oh, that would be good.
That's what I heard. Have you seen the picture?
I like his face. It's
Clutch
murdering
has upped his
eyes.
game in the outfits. Oh, he did the fake smile again.
I'm not
People are going to gift that.
I'm not
Yay.
scared.
And then we have SK Nanduelo.
Yes, he is our top Brazilian
From
player.
Brazil.
Yep.
Indeed. Playing Berserker. You see, he's supposed to be a Viking. But again,
But you recruited him.
you know where strength is.
Oh, boy.
And
Really excited
Nobody's,
about
of
that.
course, video game. And not so bad KD, 3.19, it's okay.
People
Yeah.
might not know we have a really big community in
really good.
Brazil.
Yes, oh, yeah.
And they do a stream. They're probably doing it right now. They do a simulcast of our stream where they translate us into Brazilian Portuguese live. So shout out to Gabriel and whoever else is on the show today. Yeah, I'm excited.
Hard to do.
So
It's
by
super hard.
far the best team, somebody that cheat at the game, the top fight dev tester, top digital athletes, someone from Brazil. I mean,
You have everything
you're
to
screwed,
lose.
guys.
Their
You know what?
ego
Like,
are gonna fight each
Yeah,
other.
it's just gonna make your fall even more epic.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be beautiful. See them lose.
Anyway,
Pretty good.
Yeah.
haters gonna hate.
It's gonna be fun. So I also, before we go, this isn't on our run of show, but I wrote it in here. The community segment. I wanted to give a shout out to the folks we'll have there.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about the intense competitive play. There are people in our community who do all sorts of cool things. So we're gonna do a little spotlight on them on the show, and I wanted to shout them out today. So first one we've got is Exanimia. She is an amazing Warden cosplayer. So she will be coming on to talk about that outfit, how she created it. She has a whole team, and she has someone who has to help her get into it because it's such an intense thing.
It's amazing.
really
Yeah.
It's
impressive.
amazing.
We've got our man Spliced, YouTube creator, whose content is frequently on our show.
Yeah, we showed this content many times.
Yes, he promised me a hoodie, so now he better deliver. One of my favorite For Honor fan artists, his name's Titletown Relo. He does amazing stuff. That's one of them right there.
Wow.
Ooh.
He does really cool stuff. In fact, he said he's got a new piece today that I haven't seen yet, so I'm excited about that. So we'll have him on to talk about his process. And our man Dashu. I have no image for Dashu because he's truly a behind-the-scenes guy. He is kind of the key tournament organizer in the community. He has, since launch, run a ton of the community-run tournaments. And we want to continue supporting those and supporting him. So we wanted to have him come on and talk about that with us. So sorry, Dashu, no picture. Vivid Knobs almost gave us a terrible picture of him, but he didn't get it to me in time.
Will
Not a-
Vivid be there?
Vivid will be there as one of our casters, and if all goes well, we haven't gotten the firm handshake yet, but our other caster should be DS Synchro from New York City. So it's going to be a really cool showcase of people from our community from across multiple spectrums, across the world.
Multiple countries.
Yeah.
People from Spain,
Yep.
UK, we have Scotland with Vivid, we have Brazil,
Yep.
Canada, US. For me, it's that's really, really great to have people from all over the world. And like you saw one of the artwork, and I think last week, we started to post more fan art.
Yep.
I think it's on the Friday that we do that, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm amazed by what, like, everything I see, like cosplay online. It's, seriously, and guys, it's amazing.
Yeah.
What the work you do is amazing. Like,
Yep.
keep going. We love it, people. We now have a TV on the floor where we put artwork there.
Yeah, that's
so
really cool.
everybody can see your great artworks on the dev team.
Yes.
So it's amazing. So
if you've got cosplay or fan art and you want to tweet it at us, it's FH fan art. Is that the hashtag? Hashtag FH fan art, because we want to get as much of it as possible to show it off. And we consider cosplay that counts. So send us. And I've seen an uptick in that too. I've seen more great cosplay lately.
They're very hard.
Yes.
Master
That's a lot of work. So that is pretty much it. We have throw up an image of the live stream just to remind people. It's on the 8th. If you can, Max. It's on the 8th. That's 1 week from today. It's at 2 p.m., which means we're not going to do a Warriors Den.
No, we're going to be like we'll be getting ready for this show.
Yes. So mark your calendars. It's going to be really fun. Oh, there's one thing I didn't mention about that stream.
Oh, what did you forget?
So we've also been working hard on something, which is something we wanted to do for quite a while with our streams, and that's Twitch drops.
Oh.
So unless something falls through in the next week, which is totally possible in the world of games, we'll be doing Twitch drops for the first time on that stream next week. So we'll have a blog to tell you how to make that happen and what we'll be giving out for drops, but we're psyched about that. So it's going to be a really awesome show.
It's going to be different from the previous shows, but a lot of gameplay, a lot of devs. It's something I know we really like and people liked in the past show since it was in Montreal. It was possible to have a lot of devs on the show to go over all the changes. Yeah. And this time around, 3 of the heroes with major updates. So Stefan will be there to show that over. Faction War as well with Bio. We'll talk about that. Gaelic. No, it's going to be an amazing show. I'm really, really excited. The team is working crazy hard right now to make it happen because it's in a week and it's
Turns out producing a show like this is a lot of work.
Yes, it is. Shout out to Andy, who's been doing that a lot lately.
Yep. Esco Blades from the Assassin's Creed team has joined us to help us with this. So shout out. Yes, so okay, that's been a very long stream. Thank you everyone who has sat around with us, including you.
Hungry.
I'm very hungry. I'm dying.
Almost as long as what we're going to do next week.
Yeah.
It's going to be longer next week, though.
So, yes, join us next week at 2 p.m. here, not noon, 2 p.m., because it's going to be a really great show, and then the season launches on February 15th.
And shout out to all the amazing people I saw in the UK earlier this week, and you'll see their amazing work soon.
Ooh.
Actually, it's
cool.
on Seas.
And then, Fred, if you haven't already, hit the raffle in the chat and give these people something cool. All right, thanks, everybody. See you next week.
That's the only reward you're going to get. It's over.